Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas. I'm here at Gandhi Peace Garden, which, as the board suggests, was inaugurated by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji on September 24th last year. So 1 year has passed. He himself physically couldn't reach here, but then Government of India has worked closely with Shanti Fund in making this dream a reality.
It is a beautiful day, thanks to all your people's prayer to celebrate Gandhi's birthday at a most beautiful locations one can find on this 600-acre campus, in which we have this 50-acre space where we have planted 150 trees, and it's a four-way partnership. State University of New York, Old Westbury provided the space, Consul General of India via Government of India via Consul General provided all the help and support. Shanti Fund became the key partner to make dream and action realize. And there are each tree, no government, no corporations have donated the money. Each individual have sponsored the tree, small businessmen, like many people. But it is a four-way partnership where, like Gandhi believed in self-reliance, we believe that this cannot be a Gandhi Peace Garden where we can put a big sign that this Gandhi Peace Garden was made possible by big corporation XYZ. So this is following a one small step of Gandhi's day-to-day advice to many of us.
Wonderful. Arvind, I really appreciate you sharing all these details, and this takes my mind to the roots from where we come, the cultural roots. And in your case, I also recollect, as a student in India, you studied with someone who was known as Sudhir Parikh. Now he's Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh, and he also is dedicated to serve the community as you are. Talk to me about the significance of friendship, and when you see the journey, which both of you have had different trajectories.
Well, one thing I must say before anything is that Sudhir Parikh is one of the sponsor of one of the trees, which I request Ashok Bhai to go take a look at it, take a picture, give it to Sudhir Parikh. Sudhir and I were in early 60s in colleges together. We were in engineering group A, he was in medical group B, he became doctor, he came over here, I became engineer, I came over here. We each achieved a significant progress thanks to the greatest democracy of India as well as the strongest democracy of America, that we have not only achieved our dreams, but we have fulfilled many, many people's dream. And I must say that Sudhir, I cannot say Sudhir Parikh and I cannot say Padma Shri Sudhir, because he was my friend before all those things he got it. So I say Sudhir is doing invaluable job by mass media that we will have otherwise difficulty to reach out to hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of people, irrespective of their nationality, whether Indian American or XYZ. And I thank him for his vision, his investment and his guidance.
You know, Mahatma Gandhi dedicated his life to getting independence for us. And even Martin Luther King, when he went to India, when he landed at the airport, what he said first, he said, normally I go to visit other countries, but I come to India as a pilgrim. You know, and what he said about Gandhi, he said, to me, India means Gandhi.
One key man that he always admired and from whom he borrowed certain ideas or was encouraged by his ideas of civil disobedience, protest, peaceful protest, fight for justice, was Henry David Thoreau. That was the influence of this land of United States of America on Mahatma.
वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे वैष्णव जन तो सकल लोक मां सहुने वंदे निंदान करे के नीरे सकल लोक मां सहुने वंदे निंदान करे के नीरे वाच काच मन निश्चल राखे, वाच काच मन निश्चल राखे, धन धन जननी तेनी रे, वैष्णव जन तो तेने रे कहिए। समदृष्टिने तृष्णा त्यागी, परस्त्री जेने मात रे, समदृष्टिने तृष्णा त्यागी, परस्त्री जेने मात रे, जीव्या थकी असत्य न बोले, जीव्या थकी असत्य न बोले, पर धन नव जाले हाथ रे, वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे, पीड़ पराई जाने रे।
I think there is a lot of love and commitment. This is what I could feel and sense in the community. We are so happy that all of us have got together. Shanti Fund led this initiative to come and celebrate Mahatma in this verdant nature. Mahatma, he was an environmentalist, he was a naturalist, he cared for the nature, he cared for not just human beings but everything around him. He had a special message for the world that we must protect our nature, we must revere our nature. So what better way than to be here to celebrate his 150th birth anniversary celebrations. Tomorrow we'll mark the end of 2 years worldwide celebrations that we've been having to celebrate his 150th. So we are so very delighted.
So the 2-year march concludes, and we begin with the same Jyoti from ITV Gold with a series on Gandhian principles. From the point of view of imbibing Gandhian values in the next generation, any innovative approach which collectively we can think of would probably help new generation understand about it. What would you like to say on this side?
I mean, for the youth today, they are very, very deeply concerned about the environmental degradation. They are also very sensitive to issues such as climate change. These are global challenges today, and in this respect, as far as sustainability of life and our existence is concerned, Gandhian message travels right there at the heart of our sustainability agenda. We must look at the ways in which Mahatma lived. He lived a simple life. He lived a life which was where the consumption was based on need and not on extravagance. So these are some of the things that we can learn from him. I would also like to share a habit that he had. In those times, when nobody in the world talked about water conservation, etc., he would always, whenever he had to drink water, he would always take half glass of water first, and only when he finished that he took little more. So, very simple habit, but if we bring it in our lives, I think we are going to change the world for better.
And I am tempted to share very briefly. Once a letter came with a lot of complaints, which was a couple of pages, and it had all pin. So Gandhiji read the whole thing. He kept the pin separately and then kept away the papers. So others said, how would you respond? He said there was nothing relevant in the 5-6 pages. The only relevant thing is this all pin, which we can use later. So
yes, for him, life was, we must only take that much from the nature which we need and nothing beyond that. If we all try to emulate him and to bring his teachings in our lives, I think we'll make the world a happier place. There'll be a lot more joy and happiness in the community. His values of sharing your pain, sharing somebody else's pain, understanding people, compassion and kindness, these are the kind of things that we need today to apply a soothing balm in all the tensions that we have in our society today. So a bit of the Mahatma in our lives, and or a bit, little more than a bit, would be helpful to us. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming today here on this spectacular morning to celebrate Gandhi's 152-year celebration, and this is the finale of 2-year celebration which was earmarked by the Government of India, and we are very happy that Consul General representing Government of India is here in present.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम.
I got a young mind in an aging body. I got a mind free of generation gap, free of inequalities, and I have a mind full of optimism. From my students, I got a young mind even in an aging body. They gave me a mind free of generation gap, free of inequalities, and they gave me a lot other things, like they have become my friends. Instead of me becoming their teacher, they have become my friends. That is a great thing, and they have filled my mind with optimism. That's a great thing.
Thank you. Such a pleasure and honor to be with you here today, Jayanti. And we'll learn more about you at some other occasion. But I really congratulate you and thank you for sparing some time to talk to us.
It is my pleasure to be here, and I feel humble. And whatever is going to happen today is going to help me to serve the society until the last breath of my life.
But the town of Huntington was very proud to be one of the first locations to kick off that 150th anniversary celebration. And so we're very proud. Arvin, we've adopted Arvin in the town of Huntington. And but this is just a wonderful, wonderful way to cap off a year of celebration. Oh, it's a wonderful day. We're blessed with wonderful weather, and I'm sure Gandhi ji is looking down upon us and giving us all his blessings. Very happy to be here. Whenever we do something like this, where we plant trees and something that lives for on and on and on, it's a wonderful thing, and it's a wonderful way to celebrate 150 years of Gandhi ji, and this is the culmination of a wonderful birthday year, and I'm very happy to be part of it.
And Andrew, allow me to ask you a question that requires a little bit of insight. The world that we have started imbibing, we see potential violent erupting in various directions on various issues. In what way Gandhiji's message can become a part of our experience in today's world?
Oh, if ever Gandhiji's message was more important, it's right now. And it's heartbreaking because you see the violence that's going on, and it's just Gandhi and Dr. King, who was one of Gandhi's greatest disciples, so to speak. We get nowhere with violence. We get everywhere with peace. And if these same protesters were having peaceful sit-ins and boycotts, they'd be achieving a lot more than burning down their brother's building and business that they work so hard to create. And that's what divides the country. Everybody can appreciate peaceful protests. What most people cannot appreciate are violent protests. And Gandhi was the epitome of the peaceful protest, the inventor, so to speak.
So communicate through peace, communicate with peaceful means. That message comes to us again, echoing in the words of Andrew, town clerk here at Huntington, and I really appreciate your presence here, sir. Pleasure to be joined by Ched Lupinacci, supervisor, Huntington Town, and as I was telling him informally, everybody looks up to you. And who do you look up to?
Well, it's great to be here today to continue celebrating the 150th birthday of Gandhi. And Huntington was the first town in the area, or maybe even the country, to kick off the 150th birthday of Gandhi. We held a celebration back in 2018, and it really inspired the Huntington community. And it's something that we can all live by, his teachings, in terms of civil disobedience, in terms of peace, in terms of constructive dialogue, to make sure we reach our goals, especially for government officials, but for everyone, that they can live by.
And as I thank you, how do you see overall American political environment in the light of Gandhian principles, and what would you like to happen?
Well, I think that more elected officials should listen to his teachings, and I think they should continue to inspire us. And I think even generations after he's passed, I think they continue to do that. And in my office, there is a beautiful picture of Gandhi, and I look towards him in terms of his teachings to help me construct the dialogue and the goals to achieve the American dream for the people of Huntington.
I really appreciate आप सबका धन्यवाद करते हुए I will recollect the title of Mahatma Gandhi's autobiography, My Experiments with Truth. और सत्यमेव जयते राष्ट्र से आते हुए मैं जब पद्मश्री डॉक्टर सुधीर पारिक की तरफ से जो ITV गोल्ड और पारिक वर्ल्ड वाइड मीडिया के चेयरमैन हैं आपके सामने हूँ, तो एक मुख्य जो संकल्प हुआ है कि गांधी जी के बारे में गांधी इन न्यूयॉर्क ऐसा विषय लेते हुए एक सीरीज़ बनाई जाए जिसमें हम शांति फंड का और कॉन्सुलेट का सहयोग और अन्य संगठनों के साथ जुड़कर ये प्रस्तुत करेंगे. एंड इन स्पिरिट डॉक्टर सुधीर पारिक वांट्स टू कन्वे that he is not only with Gandhian values but through media we would like to work collectively with the community to propagate Gandhian values of peace. Thank you.
I know Dr. Sudhir Parekh personally, and Dr. Sudhir Parekh, he's been great supporter of Shanti Fund. He always supports every activity that we did, and it is a great idea that we have to thank Dr. Parekh for promoting the Gandhian channel on ITV, and anything that we can promote, we can contribute personally from the Shanti Fund or from anybody else, that Gandhian scholar or anything. We'll be very happy to bring them, and it will be great because we have to impart this value to our next generation. We already know about Gandhi, but our future generation, we have to let them know.
And then I remember Gandhiji, it sticks with me to this day. He said, I, for one, have never advocated passive anything. I'm all about active non-cooperation against the British. Ahimsa, Satyagraha, all these principles. Why do I know them? Not because of the movie Gandhiji. Because I studied this works and the teachings of Martin Luther King Jr., who attributed his philosophy, his struggle for civil rights and freedom in the United States, to the works of Gandhiji. And Gandhiji attributed his works to an American philosopher by the name of Ralph Waldo Emerson. So to me, we're all interconnected. We all want peace. We all want prosperity for everyone. And Gandhiji's teachings are very relevant today in terms of the climate in the United States, the climate in India. There's no secret. This is not a good time for all of us. There's a lot of civil unrest. There's a lot of social unrest. There's instances of injustice, racial inequality. So what I think is great today on the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, let us remember to be tolerant of one another, to respect each other's views, and to always keep the principle of ahimsa in our hearts. And I think that will help all of us. So thank you.
मेरे को बहुत खुशी हो रही है. आज पहले तो यहाँ गांधी जयंती मनाते हुए आज हम फिनाले कर रहे हैं 150 साल का गांधी पीस गार्डन लॉन्ग आइलैंड में. मेरे हाथ में गांधी जी की बुक है जिससे हमें सम्माना गया, और मेरे पास जो राष्ट्रीय झंडे वाला मास्क है जो हमें साउथ एशियन टाइम्स ने दिया आईडीपी की परेड के टाइम पे, जिसको मैं हमेशा अपने साथ रखता हूँ. और मैं अशोक जी आपको भी मुबारक देता हूँ कि जो आप ये सीरीज़ शुरू कर रहे हैं ये बहुत अच्छी हो और सक्सेसफुल हो.
बहुत धन्यवाद. कमलेश जी, आपके बारे में ये कहने का मन हो रहा है कि आप कम्युनिटी के साथ हमेशा जुड़े रहें. जहाँ जहाँ अच्छे कार्य होते हैं आप अपनी ओर से सहयोग करते हैं, और जो शांति फंड है इनके साथ भी आपका संबंध बहुत पुराना है. पिछले बरस मैं भी उस कार्यक्रम में था जहाँ आपको अपने जो सेवाएं हैं उनके लिए विशेष रूप से पहचान दी गई थी. आज का जो आयोजन था ये एक अलग तरह का था. कैसी अनुभूति आपको हुई?
Ashok ji, it's really pleasure to see this peace garden, and it was not easy. What Shanti Fund has done is remarkable, and the support from Government of India then Consul General Sandeep ji and the SUNY Old Westbury. It is, we cannot summarize in few words, and it is this legacy is going to remain here forever. We may come, we may go, many people will come and go, but the name of Mahatma Gandhi and this Peace Garden is going to remain forever. And it's really a great pleasure and honor that I'm one of the contributors here, and I supported this from my heart, and I'm very happy to see it, that it is flourishing and it is going to make a major impact in the generations to come. And Ashokji, one more thing, I want to admire you personally also. You are very divine, and you have also followed the principle of Mahatma Gandhi. I have never heard a single word which will be outside the definition of ahimsa. Mahatma Gandhi is known for ahimsa, and you are also his torchbearer. Thank you, Ashok ji.
कमलेश जी के बहुत मेरे लिए भारत रत्न जैसे हो गए साहब, बहुत बड़ी बात आपने कही है, और आपके आशीर्वाद या सब बड़ों के आशीर्वाद और भगवान की कृपा से हम सब इस तरह का जीवन अपनाएं जैसे गांधी जी के मूल्यों को याद रखते हुए हम किसी को हर्ट ना करें, और ये भी ध्यान रखें कि कोई हमें हर्ट नहीं करेगा. धन्यवाद.
अशोक जी, एक बात और, ये बड़ा अद्भुत सहयोग है कि आज हम यहाँ हैं, वर्ल्ड मीडिया, पारिक वर्ल्ड मीडिया जिसके आप रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं, हम हिंदुस्तानी जो अमेरिका का सबसे बड़ा हिंदी अखबार है, हम भी अपने आप को बहुत बड़ा मानते हैं कि साउथ एशियन टाइम्स इज़ डूइंग गुड जॉब. हम सब लोग जो मीडिया वाले हैं इस तरह के प्रोग्राम को जो सपोर्ट करते हैं, इसके मायने कुछ और हैं, और हमारे विचार, हमारे जो सोचने का और जो हमारा स्ट्रेटेजिक नेटवर्क है, उसकी वजह से ये बात जन जन में पहुंचती है. तो इसमें डॉक्टर परीख का, आपका, जय सिंह जी का और दूसरे मीडिया वाले हैं, सबका भी मैं सम्मान करना चाहूँगा, और इस तरह से वो सबको सहयोग दें और अच्छी बातें जो हैं सब में पहुँचें, और आने वाली जो पीढ़ियाँ हैं वो भी समझें कि महात्मा गांधी क्या थे. इसके लिए आपको भी साधुवाद.
तो मैं एक अंतिम प्रश्न के रूप में, मुझे ऐसे आपकी बात सुनते हुए याद आया कि जो पद्मश्री डॉक्टर सुधीर पारिक हैं, वो जैसा कि आप जानते हैं बेसिकली डॉक्टर हैं, एंड ही डिड हिज बिट एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर डॉक्टर. फिर वो मीडिया में आए तो उनके पीछे कहीं यही भावना थी जो आपने अभी जिसका उल्लेख किया. तो जो इस तरह के व्यक्तित्व होते हैं जो एक क्षेत्र में सफलता अर्जित करने के बाद में अन्य क्षेत्रों में आते हैं, और ख़ासकर मीडिया में जैसे डॉक्टर सुधीर पारिक, उनके कंट्रीब्यूशन के बारे में या उनका जो विज़न है उसके बारे में आप क्या कहना चाहें?
मैं उसको कमेंट करता हूँ, डॉक्टर सुधीर पारिक, उनकी दूरदृष्टि को. देखो, पहली तो बात ये है जो मजाक नहीं है कि अशोक जिन्होंने दुनिया जीती, अशोक सम्राट उनके साथ हैं, सुधीर जी के साथ, तो दे कैन कॉन्कर, और वो कॉन्कर कर रहे हैं मीडिया से. और उनकी सेवा जो मेडिकल लाइन में है और अभी मीडिया के थ्रू कर रहे हैं, ये आवाज़ जो है वो दूर दूर तक पहुंचा रहे हैं सुधीर जी, अशोक जी के माध्यम से या अपने दूसरे सहायकों के माध्यम से.
कमलेश जी, आपने उनको बहुत समय से जाना है, और उनका जो मीडिया में आना और उनकी भूमिका.
I admire him. You know, we both have common thing. My background and his background is not media. I am also in media. It is just an incident that I am here. But once you are part of the media, then you understand that your voice and your vision has a lot of meaning. Dr. Parekh is a very unique person. He is only person I know in our community who has won the Pravasi Bharatiya Padam Shri. And there is a long list. He was a knight also. I don't remember exactly, but I have seen that Dr. Parekh has contributed so much in his personal capacity as well as via his media. And as of right now, I think he's the biggest media house of Indian American community, and he's doing it very graciously, and we admire him for that. And I wish him good luck, good health, and more success in everything what he does.
Happy to be a part of ITV Gold here, especially at this occasion where everybody is focused on peace and the spirit of Mahatma Gandhi. Thanking Jasveer Singh ji, Jay Singh ji and Kamlesh Mehta ji, and thanking all of you.
Namaskar.
वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पर आई जाने रे वैष्णवजन तो.
Reporting on this event with cameraman Kripa Ranjan Prasad, this is Ashok Vyas for ITV Gold.
वैष्णवजन तो तेने कहिए, वैष्णवजन तो तेने कहिए, जे पीड़ पर आई जाने रे.